Jason Murrell is the founder and director at JADE Window Cleaning and Support Services Ltd. He's always, excuse me, he'd always wanted to build his own business, and JADE WCSS Ltd was born in 2014. Jason has travelled the country cleaning windows, and JADE have been awarded some great contracts for very prestigious and complex buildings, including Perigon Heights in Bromley, the highest residential apartment block in the borough. He notably had a week cleaning the TV studios in Norwich, where they were filming the Trisha show, and apparently the gang drove her mad with their antics, including completely winding up the guests. There are more confessions of a window cleaner, like some incidents in Microsoft HQ, that's probably best told over a beer. So without further ado, over to Jason.
Right, here it goes. I've never shared a screen before, so this is either going to work or it isn't going to work. So let's see. So I'll press this button, I presume. And here we go. Right, can you all see that?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, I'm better at this than I thought I was. Okay, right. Let's put my glasses on. So here we go. I'm going to fill this out to try and get through to 10 minutes worth. So this is us. We are JADE Window Cleaning and Support Services. We're a specialist, commercial window cleaning company. This should be playing some sound and it's not doing it. Right. If I can't play any sound all the way through this, it's not going to be clever. Anyway, so that's us. So how and why JADE? Because obviously a lot of people just think, well, why have you called your company JADE? Is it your daughter's name? Is it your cat's name? Is it this, that, and the other? When I started the business, I didn't want to just be a window cleaning company. I've worked for some big companies like Mighty and Antac and all these sort of places. All their names come from initials of people that have put things together. And they're really big companies. They're really well known. Everybody knows who Mighty is. You know, they're massive. So there was two of us originally starting the business. Me, Jason, and a good friend of mine, Dean. So keeping it simple, we come up with JADE, Jason and Dean. Obviously I was a little bit dubious at first, but I looked into it and it's also it's a good omen. JADE is supposed to bring you good luck and wealth. And we all need that when we're trying to start a business. So that is why we are called JADE. I have thought about changing it over the years, but it's established now and people know who it is, so we stick with it. Right, who is Jason? Right, Jason is gets distracted easily. This was right at the beginning of the business, working away in a dark little room, trying to concentrate, and sometimes it's difficult to concentrate because you get distracted. So I started working life on a YTS scheme. I think most of us here will remember what that is. Youth training scheme, I believe it was. Working as a motor mechanic in Elton. £26 a week, and £15 of that went to my mum for housekeeping. And I still had to do my own ironing. But there you go, that's life. I went on from that to work in the stationery department at NAFI HQ in Kennington. NAFI basically supply the British Army with all their supplies and shops and everything else. It was something I fell into, but it was fascinating, great building to work in, fantastic people. Back in the days when we had typing pools and everything else, lots of people. I learned a lot of stuff about office things while I was working there, which was great. My background's window cleaning. My dad's been a window cleaner all his life, and he'd worked for Thames Cleaning, traveling around cleaning all the ferries and all this sort of stuff. And I used to go and help him out and bits and pieces like that. So there was the beginning of it all. Then I thought, no, I don't want to be a window cleaner. I want to do something else. So I joined the ambulance service as a patient transport driver. Did a lot of training for that and helped a lot of people, and I really, really enjoyed it. Then I went on to a private ambulance company, which was also interesting, and it was more emergency based as well, with some more training. But to be perfectly honest, it was really stressful, and there was a particular incident that I didn't like at all, and I just thought, you know what, this is not for me. You know, some people can do it and some people can't. So I fell back into window cleaning and got a job with a very large company called Mighty, who were just setting up their window cleaning division. So I was right at the forefront of it all, ended up being the foreman, moved up to operations manager, and was running a team of 40 window cleaners. And we worked all over the country, everywhere, doing massive, massive stuff all the time. And I was with them for a long, long time. And I got poached by a slightly smaller company called Window Clean UK for more money, and it's all about the money. So I run that, and I run that for, I don't know, seven years as the operations director. And then I thought, right, I'm not going to keep making everybody else money. It's time to do it for myself. I know what I'm doing. So that's when I started Jade in 2014, so almost 8 years ago. Right, what do? We're a commercial and residential window cleaning company. We carry out professional window cleaning via various methods. This is an example of all the sort of stuff that we do. Everything you see on here today is all our work. I've not poached this from anywhere else. It's all stuff that we do ourselves. So this just gives you a little bit of an overview. It gives me a reason to stop talking for a little bit.
Time for a quick slurp of wine.
Oh, can you actually see me? I thought you couldn't see me.
No, but she knows you well.
I should go into advertising, I think, really. So there we are. That's what we do. That's a very, very quick overview of all the sort of stuff that we deal with. Right, pure water. What is pure water? Majority of window cleaning these days is carried out by what's called the Waterford pole. It has been around a long time now, but people still think it's new and different. And they still expect you to turn up with a bucket of water and a ladder. So it originated over in America, coming over to this country, and I was actually one of the first people to use it through when I was working with Mighty. It's come a long way since then. So what it does exactly, it's when water's purified, it's forced through hoses to a water-fed pole delivery system. It travels up the pole and into a brush. The window is cleaned by agitating the dirt on the glass. The water acts as a lubricant to break up the bond between dirt and the glass. And then when the glass is clean, a rinse is given, so all the contaminants are rinsed away. And I've gone too quick again, haven't finished that. So pure water this is not just water out the tap. You wouldn't want that all over your windows. It naturally wants to bond with minerals and dirt and organic material. It's all part of the natural cycle that our planet produces. So when you have purified the water, you've changed the molecular structure form, and it wants to return to its natural state. When it hits the glass, to do this, it has to attract all the deposits of dirt, contamination and minerals. Hey presto, pulls off all the dirt, rinse it off, cleans the glass. And I guarantee you, if it's done properly and the water is filtered properly, that's what your windows will look like, and they will dry perfectly clean. So here's a comparison of how we still do things and how we now do things. So traditional window cleaning is how we did it for years and years and years on every shape and size of building. So basically, you're using an applicator, which has got super secret ingredient in there called fairy liquid. Always has to be fairy liquid. You soap up the window, agitates the dirt. You use what's called a squeegee, which has a rubber blade in it, and the blade removes all the dirt and contaminants. The art is to not take that off of the window. Otherwise, you're going to be left with blotches and lines and this, that, and the other. So when you're squeegeeing a window, it has to be one movement without removing it, without stopping. Yeah, I know I make it look really easy, but give it a try. So then obviously we move over to water-fed pole methods. As I've just explained how it works, it does the same thing. It cleans a window, but what it also does is allow one person to do much, much more work, all from ground level. An example, I used to work on a building that would take 2 of us in a cherry picker, probably 2 days. It was a lot of work. That building is now done by one operative in 4.5 hours. So the difference in what you can do and the time, which therefore generates you more money, is immense. It's safe, it works, and it's just a wonderful idea. Talking about safe, is it safe? Of course it's safe. So example here, this is a high level section in the Walnuts actually, in one of their gym sections. So this is an operative working off what is actually a really high ladder. It doesn't show on that thing very well. You have to have 3 points of contact on a ladder at all times, i.e. both feet and one hand. And a ladder at that height also needs to be footed. So there's another operative at the bottom of that, making sure that it doesn't slip. Time consuming and possibility of fall, which you don't want. Whereas water-fed pole is one person on the floor, working away in the sunshine, happy as Larry. He's not going to fall. He's not going to do any damage. He's not going to injure himself. So as you can see, it makes a lot of sense. That's the building I was referring to earlier that used to take about a day and a bit with a cherry picker. That is me there. And yeah, I do that on my own in about 4 hours. Because I do actually do some work, believe it or not. Right, the power of pure water. So pure water is taken down to what's called 0.00 parts per million, i.e. there is no impurities in that water. The water out of your tap in this area is probably 450 parts per million. If you spray it on your window and you walk away, it's going to look absolutely horrendous. So we're not just turning up with a funny looking brush. We don't just clean the windows. This is Trinity Village in Bromley, which is one of our contracts. We do all the communals and all the fascias. And this is what pure water can achieve. Different brush head there, we call that the bog brush. And it's obviously much more abrasive. We're not putting that on glass. And this is like a fabricated render thing above all the entrances. Gets horrendously dirty. As you can see, this is what we're capable of achieving and the massive difference that it makes. Again, all done from the ground floor, one operative. And there's real satisfaction in seeing the difference in something like that. Over here on the right-hand side is Biggin Hill Airport. This building here hadn't been cleaned for years and years. And that's basically aircraft fuel and all sorts on there. That's a before, that's what it all looked like. That's what it looked like afterwards. I will confess there was a little bit of help on that one because of the aircraft fuel with some great solutions from Darren at T-Pole, just to agitate it a little bit more because it's aircraft fuel. Waterford Pole would have done a great job. It just needed a little bit of extra help. Another great job with real satisfaction. Right, on to the main part of our business, the big important part really. It's what I'm always trying to push and always trying to bring more of in. It's rope access. So here's the lads here. How many men does it take to change a light bulb? All having a little look after their cup of coffee. So rope access window cleaning, also known as abseiling window cleaning, involves the use of ropes, specialist equipment in order to gain access to the windows of high buildings. The primary advantage of rope access over other methods of working at height is that work can be carried out quickly, safely, with a minimal impact on building occupants and other buildings nearby. Not having to erect scaffolding or operate a cradle usually also makes rope access window cleaning the most effective solution. Training and qualifications required. So window cleaners embarking on rope access training, of course, must be physically fit and happy, obviously, to work at height. Training standards are set by IRATA. IRATA is the Industrial Rope Access Trade Association, which operates a formal training and certification scheme. There's 3 levels. Level 1 enables a rope access technician to undertake a range of specified rope access tasks that are supervised by a person with a level 3 qualification. Level 2 is an advanced qualification that includes more complex rope access skills along with advanced rescue techniques. And then you have the level 3 technician. These take full responsibility for the safety of the rope access operation. It builds on other levels and includes advanced rigging and rescue techniques. In case operatives are stuck, you need to be able to get them down, including first aid training. All my ABSAL technicians are level 3 rope access technicians, so we've got everything covered. Cherry pickers and cradles. Right, so top picture is a cradle or a BMU unit, building maintenance unit. They're not as common as they once were due to the efficiency and value of money of rope access. A cradle needs constant maintenance. This comes at a high cost. As you can imagine, if you're going over the side of a building, you need to know these things have been serviced and maintained to the highest levels. They're notorious for breaking down. I've been stuck in many, including 15 floors up for over 8 hours, and trust me, it's not much fun. They also fell. There was a terrible accident on the Shell building in Lower Thames Street a few years ago. The whole unit fell from the roof, killing a father and son who were working together. It was an awful situation, and unfortunately, these things can happen. Cherry pickers, they're still used for some jobs where there's no other real form of access. I love them. It's like big boys' toys, Tonka toys. I've spent many hours working in one of these on the MI5 building. That's a whole different story. It's one of the best contracts I ever worked on. I spent a lot of time on MI5, including inside of it. It's very, very interesting. Well, we're all doing offshot services as well, pressure washing and gutter cleaning. We've just invested quite heavily in this gutter clean equipment to allow us to do high level commercial gutter cleaning. This is a site down in Thamesmead. As you can see, all these poles are all made out of carbon to keep them as light and strong as possible for the operative. We're working up to about 50 foot with these sometimes. As you can see here, we've got a lot of growth. This is a very large site and very powerful machine, which will, with a bit of work, do that. You know, that's been embedded in there for a long time. And with some effort, we managed to get it all out. And then obviously we sweep through all the gutters. We've got cameras on this equipment so we can see in the gutters, make sure they're all clear and clean, because blocked gutters are atrocious for your building and you'd be amazed at the damage that they can cause. So thank you. That has been me. This has been Jade Window Cleaning. Don't worry about the height because you know we're going to get it right. And here's just a little bit of an overview again, all our own work and stuff that I've done over the years. So as you can see, we're not just a man with a van and a ladder and a bucket. There is much more to it. Thank you very much for your time.
What a fantastic presentation.
Thank you very much, Jason. Any questions for Jason? Okay,
What happened to the images
if there
with the
are any
new branding?
questions, please do.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that, Sarah.
Yeah.
Can't take her anywhere.
No, bear in mind, we've only had the new branding for a short amount of time, and the business has been running for 8 years.
You've had it for a year.
Leave him alone. Or you'll be abseiling down with me.
I will not be abseiling. You will not get me abseiling. You is definitely not get me in one of those cradles.
Well, there you go. Look, you'll see me doing a bit of work again in a minute. I'll come plodding along. There I go.
Oh, Phil with hair.
It's filled with hair, me with no hair.
Which
I
cup of
always thought
coffee,
monkeys
Jason?
were really good climbers.
Sorry,
I was saying monkeys were really good climbers.
well, there you go. You would have thought so, wouldn't you?
Can I just ask, you know, with the, you said people have to be physically fit. Do you actually put them through a test? Or somebody could say they're fit, but they're not?
Yeah, well, this is where the training comes in with the rope access. See, once you have to do a level 1, you don't dive in at a level 3. So you have to start on a level 1 and go through that main training course. It will soon become very clear if you're not capable of doing the work. It's not easy. it's difficult. Hanging off of a rope at height, moving around, there's constant strain on all different parts of the body, plus you're constantly moving in different directions. So it keeps you very fit. But once you start the training, if you're not up to it, you're not going to pass the course anyway. So it covers all their angles.
Cool. I'm not planning on training, by the way. You never know.
Can I just say, please, Chandra, I must just say that after umpteen years of presentations, Jason Murrell, that is one of the best. Not the best, but it's pretty bloody good.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations and well done.
Thanks, Tony. Who was the best then?
I'm not going to tell you that.
I think it was mine. Thank you. Anyway, just unmute yourself and give Jason a round of applause. Unmute and let's have a proper round of applause for Jason. That was amazing. To get technology to work as well, that was great. The videos were great quality. So thank you very much. And
Nice, thank you.
please do have a one-to-one with Jason and find him his ideal client. You know, he's already said the type of business he's looking for. Please do have that one-to-one. And he's also got a huge book of contacts as well. So, you know, it could benefit both ways there. So please do that. So thank you very much there.